All right, welcome back to another episode of Another Bourbon Show. Tonight, we're going to be drinking another whiskey that is provided by our good dear friend Ryan here. Tonight, we're going to be drinking some Frey Ranch. You may look at it and think it's pronounced Fry, but supposedly it's supposed to be Frey. I don't fucking know. Here's what I can tell you about Frey Ranch. They are an Oregon distillery, and they are really similar to Stumpy's in that they grow all of their grains.
This bottle says Nevada.
Oh, you're right. It is Nevada.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Fuck. Son of a... I apologize. For some reason, I was thinking Oregon, but hey, I'm wrong sometimes. But in any case, what I do know for a fact is that everything that goes into their bottle is from their farm. They grow all of the grains. The water comes from their ranch. The yeast probably doesn't, but let's be real, that's hard. But Frey Ranch has done a really great job of getting to a very broad audience with that same approach that Stumpy's has taken. But Frey Ranch is a little bit more established. So that's what I can tell you about Frey Ranch. But you got to tell me about the bottle, the proof, etc. If you can.
Yeah,
Ryan.
well, it's actually pretty cool here. It's a 4-grain mash bill harvested on Frey Ranch. If you can actually see right here, I know it's hard to see. It's the total mash bill broken down. So 66.6% non-GMO corn, 10%
666, huh?
666. 10. I mean, Nevada, people are gambling. Who the hell knows what happens out there? It's probably a suburb, right? Degenerates. They're degenerates here at Frey Ranch. 10% winter wheat.
Just listening to a man lose his job live on the internet.
Yeah. 11.4% winter rye and 12% two-row barley that is malted on site. The alcohol percent is it's only 45%. It's 90 proof, and this is batch number 4. The bottle also says, "Be good to the land, and the land will be good to you." And yeah, it's got all that info there. You can see right here the cork, it's FR, and then there's the ranch, and then the cork itself is also it's like a few ounces. It's heavy. If I punched you with it, you would definitely feel it. So I mean, you can hear. So it's a pretty cool bottle. It's heavy. It feels like it's 5 pounds, and this is half full, and it's still that heavy. So it's a cool bottle, I think.
Steven, what do you think?
Well, I think it's a cool label. Now this gets into kind of the debate where do you think that the logo, the symbol above the label itself is part of the label? In this case, I think it does. I'm going to include it. I think it's right on the line though. To me, it's right there with like Maker's Mark. I think most of the Maker's Mark stuff, it's a little high, that stamp that they do, to include that in the label. But I'm going to include this one. I think it's close enough. And that's the best part of the bottle to me. That little symbol that they have, the Frey Ranch, the FR. And
yeah, right here.
It's almost like something you see on a really fancy like wrought iron gate at like a mansion or something like that. To me, that looks cool. To me, it's like it sets the bottle apart a little bit. But I will say, even though that looks cool, it does have some quality to it, like Ryan mentioned before, that's kind of industrial look. That's kind of like that. Overall, it's becoming more of like a reductive, like just kind of generic look in bourbon that a lot of stuff is going to. So I think that takes away from it. It's nothing to do with them itself. It still looks nice, but I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I feel like a couple years ago, if I would have looked at this, it might have got a 7, but I just feel like, again, no fault of its own, there's enough other bottles kind of looking like it or doing this kind of overall look that it does take something away from it. But I still think it looks nice, and I like the bottle.
I will say this too, it definitely distinguishes itself because there's like ridges here. There's a ridge here, and then it's very distinctive. Like if you didn't, and it's heavy. So the bottom right here it's actually pretty cool. The cylinders right there. So
I think the
I like
bottle
it.
looks nice. I can't rate.
Yeah,
I can't grade the bottle,
but
but
I
it
know
does look
that's
nice.
that's what I was saying too. Like the actual label itself, is what it is. The bottle is what separates itself from everything else.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a really cool bottle, personally. I think like all around, like take everything into account. The actual label itself, a little bit cluttered. But like that FR symbol with the fucking homestead, to me that's really cool. That like instead of industrial, I think that I got more of a rustic feel. Like like I'm wondering if that's like the wrought iron that's on the gate when you enter Frey Ranch,
I
right?
bet it's
Like,
something like that. And I do agree with you that that part's rustic. I just think that that part with the label and sort of like the typeface and everything they
oh,
went with,
gotcha.
I
Yeah,
think that that contributes to an overall industrial look.
yeah. Okay, I can see that. Um, but yeah, so I have not had Frey Ranch. I've heard that their rye is freaking fantastic. I've heard good things about their bourbon, but I haven't tasted either of them. And so I'm excited to give it a try. And you
Good,
said it's
and
90 proof?
it's 90 proof, and I guess from the info on the bottle, there's 1,500 acres, and it's been in their family for 165 years. The land,
Wow.
yeah.
So they
So
stole it
it's
from the Indians and have had it since.
I guess so. Come visit us, they said. It's right. You can see the Sierra Nevadas right behind it. I guess we could do a cool tour. Go there, smoke wagon, and then see our buddy Connor in Utah.
Ah, fuck Connor.
Yeah, I was
I'm up
with
for
you
the
till the
rest though.
last part. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
2 out of 3.
Well, what do you say we jump into some Frey Ranch bourbon?
Let's do it.
Do it. Cheers.
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 Smells like the weeder.
It
got
does
that-
smell a lot like the weeder.
Yeah,
It's got that sourdough smell to it.
I was gonna say that.
It's a little sweeter though. It's like that, but a little sweeter.
A little citrusy.
Yeah, more earthy too.
Yeah,
Like some hay. No cow piles, but
I'm not usually like vanilla guy, but I pick up a lot of vanilla too. I think that's the sweetness. Almost like a French vanilla.
definitely get some cherries too.
yeah, I'm getting the
some.
vanilla. I'm not getting much cherries, just
No.
me personally. But again, my sinuses are kind of fucked up,
Yeah.
so
And shout out to my buddy Chad got me this bottle, so he was excited for us to try it.
is it readily available up there?
I personally have never seen it in any of my stores. I haven't really looked for it, sought it out after, but he gave it to me down in Dallas, Texas. So I guess it's
Okay.
available down there. Not really sure about here though.
Yeah, I don't think it's available in Illinois. I think it might be available in Missouri, but I don't know.
I've seen it a few places, I think.
Okay. And I know you
Yeah.
can get it from Sealbox. That I know 100%.
I think it retails around 50.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Between 40 and 50 is what my understanding.
What's the
that
proof
bottle
on
itself
this?
is probably like $25. It's
90 proof.
45%, 90 proof.
It's this might just be a product of the fact that we've been drinking a lot of high proof stuff, but I feel like my initial impression is that for as much as I like the nose, the taste is completely different, which is not necessarily a problem at all. But then it goes away pretty quick.
Yeah,
Like, my
short
first few
finish.
sips, I was like, and again, it's not necessarily bad, but I feel like I could chug this. But again, could be nothing to do with this and more to do with we've been drinking a bunch of cast strength stuff.
So it's really sweet up front to me, and then gives way to like some cinnamon and some baking spices. As much as it smelled like the weeder, I get none of the same flavors personally. But I get like a hint of banana even. Like So it's like, for me, it's like super sweet up front. Like there is no sting on my tongue, my cheeks, nowhere is there a sting. And I like gave it a big chew, right? Like I left it in my mouth and just kind of like let it roll around. No sting at all, which makes sense at a 90 proof. And that's all super, super, super sweet. And then like as I swallowed it, what was left was like a cinnamon followed by like a hint of some banana and then some other flavors that I haven't picked out yet. And then a very, very like no hug. I got no hug and not a whole lot of a finish. Maybe some of that hay earthiness still, and it's been like 2 minutes since I drank it, but none of the caramel or vanilla, etc.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree with
I
most
agree.
of that. I think that to me, the first impression I get is on the nose. It's a lot like Spirits of French Lick the Weeder, and then on the initial upfront taste is a lot like a slightly stronger, better version of Penelope. Those are
Yeah,
my two comparisons.
but better, much better than Penelope.
Right. Yeah, I
This is
agree
what
with that.
Penelope should taste like. Their higher end one. that makes that makes
Yeah,
sense, right? Yeah.
or their lower end one
They're-
with the based on the proof, you know,
Yeah, because it was what their original one's just 80 proof.
80, I think. Yeah,
What was the higher end one?
120 or something like that.
That's right. I couldn't. I had it bag right. I thought it was lower.
I've got it over here somewhere.
I thought it was like 105 or 110.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hold on, let
I
me
mean,
find out.
because compared to that one, you definitely get much more on the palate, and what's a 15% difference. You can really knock someone out with this bottle, dude. Jesus, and I don't like this is a bottle that will fall off a shelf and not break. Like it's one of those few ones that you could actually they don't just find the cheapest glass manufacturer around, which is nice because some of the stuff you see in the market's like paper. Just anytime it touches something.
Yeah.
Okay, so the Penelope 4 grain, the low end one, is 80 proof. And then the 4 grain barrel strength was 115.
Okay.
115.2.
Got it.
So there's those. But yeah, so like whenever I want to go back to like me saying that there's like I got zero hug. Second sip, still zero hug. Like warmth gets to right here, and then it just goes away, just disappears completely.
You get a little
for me.
You get a little baking spice, and then it's
Yep.
poof.
Now
Poof.
I still
Like
get
what?
flavors
Usual
on
suspects.
my tongue.
What's the line, Steven? You know all the lines.
I
The
don't
biggest
know.
lie. The
Usual
biggest lie the
Suspects.
devil ever said was convincing people he wasn't real, or whatever. Come on.
I fucking hate Usual Suspects. Maybe
I
this
hate
is,
you.
Maybe this is a hot take.
How you hate the usual suspects, dude?
I shouldn't say I hate it. It's just one of those movies that I feel like people who haven't seen a ton of movies gravitate to it a lot, and they're just like,
Yeah.
it's such a good movie. It's just that. It's nothing to do with the
Well,
movie.
I played. This
He-
is probably like a month of.
Steven's
month ago.
above that. Steven's
he's above
above that.
But a couple weeks ago, I played.
Dan has an entire TikTok devoted to shitting on people on
Yeah.
bourbon, but I say one thing
Fact.
about one movie.
Fact. Who wants to go first? You can nominate me or nominate yourselves. I don't give a shit.
I'll go.
Oh.
I'm going to do a 7.4. I think that this is a solid bottle, and I want to give it a good score, but I'm having a hard time giving it anything more because I just feel like every time I take a sip of this, although it's pleasant, I just feel like it's not super memorable. And unfortunately, like I can't really say much else about it. The nose is pleasant. The initial palate is pleasant, but it lacks a wow factor and it's gone quick. And I don't know that I could recommend it at $50. I feel like there's so much that you can get for that price. But I still think it's good, and if you're curious in it, it's well worth trying. So I'm gonna give it a 7.4. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna go a 6.9, a little bit underwhelming. I think the price point is high. I think the proof is too low. Not that those correlate with each other. I just feel like if it was at a higher proof, we might be able to get a little bit more after, maybe on the finish. There's no hug. There's a good smell of, bananas and vanilla and cherry that I picked up, but other than that, it just yeah, it's all right. I can drink it easily. There's no burn like you said, Steven. It's just, is what it is. I could drink this all night long and be happy. Honestly, it goes down like water, which is good. There's a time and a place for that kind of whiskey, but at $50, no way.
All right, so I was trying to find the price, and yeah, it's $45 to $50 is what I'm finding. And I'm gonna go with the 7.1. 7.1 because everything that both of you guys just mentioned, I do really enjoy the nose. I really enjoy the flavor initially. The complete lack of a finish or minimal finish would be fine if it were $10 to $15 less. But it's not. And I get that you're kind of paying a craft distillery premium. I understand that. And for that, maybe $10 less, and it would get a higher score. But I really do. I love the nose. I love the flavors when it's in your mouth. But as soon as you swallow it, it's just gone. It really is just super fast. So I don't know if they could fix that with a higher proof. I don't know. But then you change the proof and you never know what that's going to change to the flavors, blah, blah, blah. But it's a good product. If they could produce more and therefore charge a lower price, then I think it would get a much higher score.
I do feel like the glass, like the bottle itself, like, have you held one of these bottles before?
No, I've not.
I feel like the bottle itself is expensive, just without anything in it. Like,
well, go with
I feel like
less expensive bottle.
Yeah,
Lower the price a little bit, save yourself $5 or save the customer $5, and then it's a little bit more fair, I think. Yeah, so that's where I stand. And yeah, so 7.1.
I was really looking forward to this bottle just from holding it and looking at it, and I thought it looked awesome. But it's good, and that's kind of just it.
Well, here's the thing, and this is an important thing to mention right now. A 7.1, a 7.4, and a 6.8.
Nice.
Is that right? 6.9. Those are good scores. Like, that's, for our rating system, that's a really good score. It's not that it's bad.
No.
It's a really good pour. It's a little bit lower just because we don't know that the value is there. What's missing is the value, not the flavor.
So what you're saying is this is kind of a slice of life bourbon.
Which is,
I don't know.
It's gonna be a shame because I'm gonna have to cut all that slice of life bullshit out for they're not gonna have any idea.
Another bourbon show. Another bourbon show. Another bourbon show.
That is one of my I have two favorite roles that Brad Pitt has ever been in, and that's one of them. I think he just he just kills it in that role, in my opinion. Can you take a guess at my other favorite role Brad Pitt has ever been in?
Burn After Reading.
Fuck. Yep.
course.
He
Yep.
was great once upon a time in Hollywood, but in Burn After, just him chewing gum and looking like a total idiot in every scene. Like
Him
I've
on
never
the
seen an
treadmill.
oh,
Oh my god.